At InDigital, we know that public safety professionals hold themselves to a high standard. In fact, standard doesn't do it justice. In over 25 years working alongside you, carrying millions of calls over our IP networks, your dedication has inspired us. That's why our ESI Net goes beyond industry standards, not only i3 compliant, but designed to adapt to future development for a network you can count on when it matters most. Learn more at indigital.net.
If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Welcome to Within the Trenches, true stories from the 911 dispatchers who live them.
Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo with the Code 7 Podcast Network, and this is going to be episode 565 of Within the Trenches, True Stories from the 911 Dispatchers Who Live Them. This episode is sponsored by InDigital, a leader in next-gen core services, and this episode is going to be an open mic session from an Imagine Listening session that I recorded back in April. There are probably about 20 full-on Imagine Listening and open mic episodes that I have coming up. I am currently out in Raleigh, North Carolina right now. I've been out here teaching 911 professionals with this 8-hour communications course that I'm doing. So as you can see, I'm here in my Airbnb and I'll be teaching again in a couple of days. I've got 4 classes I'm going to be teaching out here, and it has been a lot of fun. Thank you all for being there and sharing your stories, just engaging, just everything that we've been doing. Thank you so very much. But for this one, without further ado, here is an open mic episode. I hope you enjoy.
Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo with the Code 7 Podcast Network, and we are about to get started with open mic, and I am here with a live audience. Let's hear it for those who are listening to us right now. Woo! Yeah. So we are here in Burke County. What is that? Oh my gosh, that's a first ever. That is amazing. Please take a picture. Ellie is at the door right now, and this is amazing. That is so cool. That is awesome. We just got done doing an emotional Imagine Listening, and now we are getting to the lighter side of dispatch. This is the funny shit that happens in 911. We are going to be sharing some funny stories here, kind of rapid fire to get as many stories as we can before we start lunch, and and then I'll finish it off with a funny story of my own. So who has a story that they would like to start off with? Okay, you threw your hand up, and then you, and we'll rapid fire this.
We got a call about a domestic. It came in as a 911, and the lady, all you can hear the lady screaming is he won't give it to me. He will not give it to me. Give it back to me now. And we thought they were fighting. It's in the city limits, so everybody goes. They get there, and it was a lady and a man, and they were having adult time with a certain toy. And she wanted the toy, but the man had the receipt going, no, I paid for it, it's mine. So they had to escort the lady off, and the man got to keep it because he had the receipt.
What? Whoa.
She went back later that night. They were fine. Yeah.
Oh.
The officers, it was hilarious. The officers were queuing up like, this is a hard situation. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the best.
So I was going to say, as we were starting, before I went over to you, that it takes one story for all of them to go downhill. And
oh, we're at the bottom.
There we are. Yeah, we already started. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that. All right. Go for it.
So I'm going to follow up on hers.
Oh. What is going on in North Carolina?
A lot of adult content, apparently.
It's a hard state to live in.
Literally.
So we get this call one night from this young boy, about 7 years old. Said, Mommy and Daddy are fighting. We send law enforcement out, and my officer happens to be a female, ex-military, several tours, hardcore, but I've never heard the woman say a cuss word in her entire life. She gets to the house, knocks at the door, nobody answers. Knocks again, nobody answers. She hears something that this is a woman, mind you, that never has backup. I'm 10-4, no need for checking. Okay. And she says, hey, I'm going in. And it was like, I do what? Next thing you know, she's kicked the door in. Not 30 seconds. I'm clear. Everybody can slow it down. I'm clear. I'm clear. I'm clear. Later on, found out that she walked in on a reenactment of what they were watching. And I think she saw things she'd never even imagined, let alone seen before. And she was trying to get out of there as fast as she could before everybody else got there and saw what she just kicked the door in on. She was terribly embarrassed.
Oh, that poor kid, though, thought that the parents were fighting. Arg. Who else has a story? Okay, that's 1, 2, 3 there.
Keeping with the theme here.
Dude.
So it's Sunday morning, right? I'm working overtime. It's like 7, 8 a.m. and North Carolina is very much a Bible Belt state. So everybody and their mom is fixing to come to church. And this lady calls, and she's an elderly lady. And she goes, I think you need to send somebody out here. I'm at so-and-so church. And somebody just needs to come do something about this. And will not tell me what's going on. And so I'm asking her, and I'm trying to figure out more about what's going on. And I'm being real polite. I'm like, okay, can you tell me exactly what happened? And this, that, and the other. And she goes, well, somebody threw something over the power lines. And I'm like, okay. Can you tell me what was thrown over the power lines? Because at this point, I'm thinking tree branch, something like that. Maybe I need to send the fire department, call the power company, and that kind of thing. She goes, no, just send an officer out here. They'll see it. I don't want to say what it is on the phone.
Oh my God.
And so I'm like, okay. And she is bound to determine she's not going to say what it is. So we get off the phone, and I put it in as a foreign object hanging over the power lines in front of the Baptist church. And my officer gets out there. It's 8 a.m. People are fixing to start rolling up for 9 a.m. service. And she goes, we have a dildo hanging by a shoestring from the power line. Somebody took a very large toy, tied a shoestring to it, and threw it up over the power line right there directly in front of the church. Wow. And she had to figure out how to get it down in 45 minutes before people started showing up.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah. So there's video of it somewhere, but they're in the middle of the road, like throwing stuff at this door from the power line, trying to get it to fall. And they ended up getting it down before service started, but she sent me a picture because I was like, I wouldn't believe you. I really wouldn't have. I documented it, but I for sure thought you were lying to me.
It was hanging on tight.
It was.
Oh my Lord.
Hanging by a shoestring.
John Holmes of. Yep. You had one, right? Okay, go ahead. I know. Like, my face is hot. Like.
So, one night early in the shift, one of our frequent flyers had been calling several times, giving us grief all night long, just uncooperative the whole night. And I'm sitting on, my partner's talking to him, I'm sitting on the other side of the room. And I'm just taking a call, normal. And then all of a sudden I hear, sir, we ask you these questions because I don't read minds and my crystal ball is broken. And I'm sitting there, did he turn his mute switch on and was just saying that to himself? So I look up, I'm like, did you? He said, he flipped his mute switch because I watched him do it. He said, oh yeah, I just told him that. I about fell out of my chair.
Sometimes you have to be real with people. And honestly, I'm Oh, hold on a minute. Before I even say what I'm about to say, don't do something and go back and be like, well, Ricardo was teaching us and he said it's okay. No. I have just found that when you're real with your callers sometimes, that will get them to actually to do what it is that you want them to do. Like if someone is complaining, like, where are they? I'm like, and I would say to them, the officer's not just waiting around the corner. Like they're coming from like a couple townships, and just telling them that was they were like, okay, like I get it. If you beat around the bush though, then and be vague, then that's when. But that right there, that's like on the line.
That's great.
That is cool. I love it. Well, there you go. Awesome. Perfect.
Okay, so we had gotten a call. It was like on a weekend, middle morning, about a disturbance within the family. So I'm trying to gather the information. And she says, I said, well, what's this disturbance over? She said, we have 2 pregnancy tests, and now we forget which one is whose. I said, what, ma'am? She said, okay, well, this is it. We both have babies by the same guy. We moved in together to split the rent, and it helps with visitation. And one of us is pregnant. Now we don't know which one.
What?
Ma'am, what did you need me to do for you? She said, well, pray for me first. She said, but we need somebody to come over here and straighten us out. I'm like, ma'am, I'll be more than happy to send an officer to keep the peace, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to straighten that all out.
Wow.
So they were all living together.
But an officer did go out?
Oh, yeah, because they were fighting over the pregnancy test.
Whoa. It's like some Maury. Like Maury doesn't do his thing anymore, but that's like that. Like, you are the father, or you're not the father. That's a first, at least for this program, to have something like that. Anybody on this side have one they want to say out loud? Story? Oh, okay. Oh, she's like just telling you. Yes? No? Okay. So, then I will, because lunch is already here, I'll finish this portion off with a story of mine. It's usually how I finish open mic. And so here we go. And then we'll get to lunch here. Hopefully you're able to eat after I tell you this. So when I was dispatching, it was a few years before I retired out. I ended up, our schedule was 312s and a 4-hour. And the 4-hour was always on a Wednesday. So this week, it was my turn to do the 1A to 5A shift. I'm driving to work. I need to stop to get something to drink because I got to stay awake, right? And I need to get something to eat. So I stop at the gas station, walking around, trying to find something, and I find something that looks good. And I got a gas station burrito. I think that's my favorite part when I tell this story. Everyone going, "Aw, like stupid." Like, so I got a gas station burrito. It was about this big, all right, and it was called the Red Bomb. Oh. Now I should have known from that moment that might be my future, but I got it either way. It's a real thing. Look it up. It's Red Bomb. And then I get what I'm going to drink. Now it's middle of the night, got to stay awake. I got myself a sugar-free 12-ounce Red Bull. So I get to dispatch early enough so I can microwave my burrito. And I thought I was going to be on backup phones and radios because it's middle of the night. It's usually where you end up going. You're just kind of chilling. And no, that's not where I went. I was on main phones. So I was like, whatever. We'll take on the night. We'll see how this goes. Sit down, I'm over there, destroy this burrito, chug down that Red Bull, and I am ready to go. Bring on whatever the day has, or the night, the shift. Get a phone call, and it's for a BOL or BOLO, depending on the region that you're in. It's either BOL or BOLO. It's the same thing. It's a be on the lookout. And what was going on was the county south of us, they were chasing someone, and they were getting close to crossing that line, and they wanted me to put the information out. Well, as I'm taking the information, oh no, my stomach starts talking to me. And all I can think is, this cannot be happening right now. I am with an emergency, yet I'm having an emergency myself. And I get that bubble gut going on. And I'm like, just praying, like trying to hold anything that's there. Because now I'm sweating. And I had sent a message to my coworkers saying, if I have to get up to go to the bathroom, you need to take this call. Because I don't know about your centers, I don't know about how it is here, but there was a bathroom inside the actual center, right? And I wasn't about to drop heat there. No, I wasn't going to do it. And then there's one down the hall. And that's the one I was going to use. And at this point, I am dying. And I tell them, I got to put you on hold really quick. Just hold on one moment. Put them on hold. I stand up. I look at my coworkers on the other side, and I said, I need to run down the hall. Get the phone. They're like, okay. So I haul ass running so fast, you could probably see smoke. Hopefully smoke, nothing else, right? But I'm hauling ass. Go down, do my thing, come back. I'm like, all right, I'll take the phone back. So I'm back on the phone, and I'm thinking, man, I cannot believe that happened. But then it happens again, and my stomach starts to get tight. And I'm thinking, this can't be happening a second time now. Now, sequels, they're the worst, right? Movie sequels? Yeah. Well, in the shit world, it's the same. It's the same. And I'm over there freaking out. And I was sweating enough this time that if anybody was over there on the side with me, because I was by myself on the other side of the room, they probably would have been able to smell like beef or something, because I was sweating that much. It's probably coming out of my pores. And I don't know if you've ever tried to hold in a fart, but it travels up and turns into like a back fart, It's bad. I'm telling you, this is what happened. So I put him on hold and I get up. And when I get up, my buddy gets up at the same time. And he's like, you got to poop, dude? I was like, what the hell? I was like, it's not a warrant. You don't have to confirm it. But yes, I do. So I run, do my thing. I come back and I'm like, it's over, because they're not on the phone anymore. And I'm thinking, okay, the hell is over. It's good. So I sit down and I'm just sitting there just thinking about what just happened. Phone rings. Same people. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So this person was going into our county and turning around and going back. And he kept circling. All I could think was, put the stop sticks down, take this person out, their vehicle. I'm going through my own shit right now, literally. And a third time now, what I call my trilogy of poo, it was horrible. And now there's no way that I'm going to be able to get to the bathroom down the hall. So I put him on hold and I stand up and I said, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to go right here. And they're like, what? I was like, no. Hold on. Not right here. The bathroom that's right here in back of me as you drink the 12-ounce Red Bull. Oh my God, the sugar-free. That's awesome. That's the one. So I go into the bathroom. I turn on the water. I turn on the fans. Anything to mask the hell I'm about to go into. Because if you've ever watched Dumb and Dumber, you know exactly what I was going to get into. My ass was screaming in there, literally. Myself and my ass, I was screaming. I come out, my coworkers are not on the phone anymore, and they're just laughing and laughing at me. I'm the supervisor on duty, and I said, screw you guys. I'm going to turn up the heat so that you can smell it. Now, I didn't do that. But to close this out, years later, I'm on a trip with my family to Washington State. We stopped in Montana, and I'm in a gas station. And I'm just walking through the gas station, and as I'm walking, I get this weird twitch. I was like, what the hell was that? And I turn to the right, no lie. In the cooler are Red Bomb burritos next to a display of Red Bulls, and all I could think was, screw you, Montana. That's my story. I want to thank all of you for sharing your stories during the Imagine Listening session and all of this during the funny part. It's not an easy thing to do. But I appreciate all of you and just proud of you in general for the job that you do every single day and how important your stories are. And it's just a pleasure to be able to be here and do all of this with you. And a shout out to the board, of course. We've got 4 hours left after lunch, but still, I got to give you props for all of this. So thank you. And then lunch is here.
And we're back. That last story never gets old. But as I always say, it takes one story for all of them to go downhill. And as you heard right off the bat in the beginning, they went downhill. But all in good fun. As always, as I always tell people, when we do the open mic sessions and we're sharing the funny stories and everything, it's not about the people specifically, it's about the situation. That is what we are laughing at, because honestly, if you don't have some sort of sense of humor in this profession, or a lot of professions that has to do with lives and such, high priority things like that, you're going to burn out fast. And that's what open mic is about. We're just sharing some of the lighter side, some of the funnier stories, especially because when you listen to the Imagine Listening stories, the I Am 911 stories, they are very emotionally intense, and you need a little bit of humor, a little bit of laughter. So that's what open mic is all about. It's about the situation. And sometimes, you end up getting these phone calls and you're like, what? That's a first. Or when you think you've taken the most outrageous type of call, another one ends up coming in. So I hope you enjoyed that. Again, I've got several episodes. In the beginning, I said it's probably about 20 full-on Imagine Listening episodes. Imagine Listening, as well as the open mic episode. So we've got tons of them coming up, a lot more appearances at conferences and classes that are going on. If you've been to any of my classes, thank you for being there. I've had so much fun with all of you, and we've got another episode coming up next week, so make sure to tune in for that. And this episode is sponsored by InDigital, a leader next-gen core services. Shout out to subscribers, as always. And you can see this on Facebook, YouTube, as well as LinkedIn and X. And you can listen 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Have a good one, everyone. And we'll see you all in the next one.